good morning, and welcome to Coffee Convo Wednesday. Hi, my name is Cindy Simmons, and I will be your host for Coffee Convo Wednesday, as I am every single week for Coffee Convo Wednesday. That's kind of how it works here on the show. Today's Coffee Convo Wednesday for Wednesday, August 8th, 2018, episode 121. 121 shows, you guys. So if this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome to Coffee Convo Wednesday. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with me. So the way this works is I sit here and chat with you guys. That's pretty much it. For like 15, 20 minutes, and it's kind of just a little way to have a break in the middle of your week on your Wednesday morning. So if you drink coffee, tea, hot chocolate, a protein smoothie, no protein, a glass of ice water in your Yeti, or whatever you were drinking this morning, grab that, sit back, relax. Feel free to like right now if you're just like joining in here. Click like, share this post, and please feel free to like jump in and comment below on anything we're talking about today. We just are gonna just be chatting about some fun stories happening in the universe, anything that just kind of is top of mind. Like, for example, I did see that the Bachelorette, Becca, right? She picked, is it Garrett? I cannot get into the Bachelorette anymore. I don't know what the deal is. I cannot get into the Bachelorette. But anyway, she picked Garrett, and they're gonna live happily ever after, right? Also, I just saw another preview for Disney's The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. It's hitting theaters for November 2nd. On November 2nd, I just watched that with my daughters today, who, speaking of my daughters, it's the last day before back to school. I don't know how many of you are going back to school, or maybe you don't even have kids, but we all remember back to school. And the thing is, I grew up in Los Angeles, California. We got out like the first week of June, and we didn't go back until like the day after Labor Day, like the Tuesday, right after Labor Day. So this seems so early to me, and you think I'd be used to it now because I have two daughters, 13 and 5. So they're going into 7th grade, and one is starting kindergarten. Can't believe it. So back to school, a lot of people have gone already. I think some people in Georgia have gone back. Some people are this week, some are next week, and some aren't even for a couple more weeks. So if you have kids that they're going back to school, God bless you. I'm going to give you a big fat cup of happy this morning to start off your Wednesday morning. So cheers to you all. Okay, so a couple of things on the show today we're going to talk about. The first thing is, speaking of back to school, I started feeling like I was reliving my nightmare last night. We had to go over to our daughters. Our daughters go to the same school, but our daughters have different campuses. So the little one is going to the lower campus, and the older one is going to the upper campus. So we had open houses for both of the schools, and parents, you know, you're all, oh, that's so fun. But it was fun because we got to meet the teachers, and my 5-year-old's all excited about her kindergarten teacher, and my 7th grader is excited to decorate her locker. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school or middle school, first of all, I don't even think I had a locker until 9th grade, but we didn't have cute decorations for our lockers. So thank you, Target, and everyone else who has made these really super cute decorations for lockers now, because they're all cute and trendy, you know, for all that time you spend at your locker. Anyway, so she had to decorate her locker, and just, you know, like a little confession time here on Coffee Convo Wednesday. I used to have major anxiety about my combination lock. I'm not even kidding you. I had major anxiety about my combination lock on my locker at high school. Like, every school year when we had a new locker and they moved us around and you had a new locker combination, like, combination locks just give me massive anxiety. I don't know what it is. Even into my adulthood, because at one of our houses we have like a little safe, you know, to keep like passports and whatever. It's not like I have fancy jewelry, but like passports and I don't know what else we had in there. But it had a combination lock. And I said to my husband, we would be in trouble. Like, if someone came to the house and you weren't here and they like had a gun to my head and said, open your combination safe, I would be like, I can't open it. Oh, I really can't. Like, I can't physically have like anxiety opening combination locks. And then I would die because they wouldn't believe me. no joke, I had so much anxiety watching my 13-year-old daughter try to open her combination lock last night. And what did she do? Bam! First time, first try, she gets it. Guys, I was watching her, I could feel like beads of sweat like trickling down my face. Then the girl next to her, she was having trouble. My daughter, and opens up hers. Then another parent and a teacher see my 13-year-old like, oh, you know, miss, I can open lockers with no problem. They call her over to help the son, like this the other kid, this boy, who couldn't get his open either. And my daughter, you guys, okay. It just gives me anxiety. I don't know what it is, but I would have nightmares. Even like through college and after college, like if I ever would think about like my high school locker in the middle of the night, or have like a nightmare, or I would have nightmares about combination locks. I don't know what it is. I have a combination lock on my bike, but it's the kind where the numbers are all in a row, so it's not this, it's more like it rolls, if that makes sense, because I would never be able to get this, because I can't stand the combination locks. Does anyone else have any like nightmare things about high school that you're like, oh, I am so glad I'm not in high school or college anymore, because that one thing made me crazy. I want to know. Feel free to comment below and weigh in so you can all share in my weird combination lock fear nightmare from high school. Okay, so if you are just joining us, we are moving on to topic number 2 out of 3 on Coffee Convo Wednesday. Again, you guys hit like, share, love, laugh if I make you laugh this morning. And thank you guys for being here this morning. I appreciate it. Okay, topic number 2 on Coffee Convo Wednesday. Who knew this was a life lesson? So the other day, I took my 13-year-old daughter to like a Disney after hours thing. If you saw the show like a month ago, I took one of my friends for her birthday. Well, this was a thing for Disney annual pass holders, which we are because we live here in Orlando, Florida now. So my daughter and I went because I thought she never gets to stay up really late, and we don't, you know, I'm tired by like 8 o'clock. And my husband is too, so we're both like Mima and Peepaw when it comes to going to bed early. We're morning people, obviously, as I host a morning, you know, coffee show. But I am not a night person. So this event at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World was 10 to midnight. So I took my daughter, and I knew she would have so much fun because we would ride all the roller coasters. And I can do all of the Disney roller coasters, although I'm not a roller coaster person, but like at Magic Kingdom, yeah, I'm a pansy and I can do those. But we hadn't been on Splash Mountain for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, since well before we have moved here, mostly because you can kind of get soaked on the ride, and while it is nice and hot here in Florida, sometimes you just don't want to be sopping wet. And there's a big drop, like I think it's like a 50-foot drop. I'm not a big heights person, as I have mentioned here on the show. I don't like heights, I'm kind of afraid of heights. So Splash Mountain, while I know most of the ride, if you've ever been on it, is fun. So my daughter really wanted to go on Splash Mountain. She's like, please, Mom, we haven't been on since I was like 6. And I said, okay, we will do it. Yes, we will go on Splash Mountain. And I acted like I wasn't afraid. Well, we get in line, and it was maybe like a 10-minute line, which was great because, you know, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I don't really care about getting wet because it's 11 o'clock at night. So I realize we're in this line, and I can tell she's a little bit anxious about this ride because she hasn't been on it and she doesn't remember it, and they've remodeled it since. So the big fear is this big 50-foot drop, but you know it's coming. Like, you know it's coming. The whole time you're on the ride, you know there's a 50-foot drop. So they have all of these little moments. It's a water ride, a little water boat ride. They have all of these moments where you're going and then you think you're going to drop, but no, it's not time for the big drop yet. And so it got me thinking about how Splash Mountain is kind of like a metaphor on life. Here's why. Because you know what's coming, and sometimes you don't. Say you just don't know for some reason that there's a 50-foot drop on Splash Mountain. Now I told you. But when you go to walk up to Splash Mountain, you can see that there's a 50-foot drop. But there's all these moments in life that you get so anxious about, and you just get so worked up, whether you're starting a new job or you're pregnant for the first time, or you're in a new relationship, or you're about to embark on your own, or whatever it is, back to school even, whatever it is, you're just doing something for the first time, something you've never done before, and you get all of this anxiety. So the whole ride, we have all of these little moments of, okay, it's coming, the 50-foot drop is coming. And so you have these moments of anxiety. And then you get to the 50-foot drop, and it's fun and you're fine. Like, you're totally fine. Like, we laughed so hard, and of course we got soaking wet because we were sitting in the second row. But I said to Lily, I said, it's kind of funny if you think about it. It's sort of like life. And she said, how so, Mom? I said, well, just like I mentioned, you get so anxious about things. At least I do. Maybe it's just me, and I'm all insecure. I don't know. But I'm sharing this with you because I feel like if I'm going through it, then, other people go through it too. You get so anxious about things. Anything. Like I said, I give all those examples. It could be about anything, but you get so anxious about it, and then it happens. And you're like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And we got off the ride, and we loved it, and we were wet, and we were happy. And we joked about how there were all of these little moments that you get so worked up, and you're like, here's going to be the drop, here comes the drop. And then the drop happens, and it's fine. And that's the same with life. You get worked up about these things, and then somehow it ends up being fine. And even if it doesn't end up being fine, somehow we all figure out how to pick up the pieces and move on. So who knew a Disney attraction, Splash Mountain, could be a metaphor for life? There are my words of wisdom I'm imparting on you now on Coffee Convo Wednesday. So that just got me to thinking. So me getting deep in the middle of Magic Kingdom at 11 o'clock at night. It could have been too that I was really tired. But in my head, that makes sense. Right? Right? I do coffee in the morning. Cheers, by the way. All right, and finally, on Coffee Convo Wednesday, I have to share this story with you. It's so insane, and I don't want to taint it by saying it's insane, but I just did, so there's that. I have a friend, and she lives upstate, and she has a really, really big family. Brothers, sisters, tons of nieces and nephews, and she is at, it was like a graduation, we're sending her off to college party for one of her nieces. And so they're at this big party. It is all of this big family. It's this big Italian family. Big Italian family with tons of nieces and nephews, kids, brothers, sisters, and then all of the friends. Like she said, they rented out a hall. It was a lot of people. So in the middle of this party, they were taking turns. Kind of like how weddings, everyone gets the microphone because they've had a glass of wine, and they're like, toast to the bride and groom, and then the toast go on forever and ever. Well, everyone was taking turns at this, I guess, graduation party, you want to call it, telling some stories or whatever. So my girlfriend gets up and she tells a story to all of the family, but like I said, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, and all of her niece's friends. She tells this story about college, and she said, when I went to college, my mom, no joke, sent her to college, like it was, where did she go to college? I want to say it was in New York. But she went to college in New York, and they lived in, I think, like South Carolina. She grew up, she doesn't live there now, but she grew up in South Carolina, and she was going to college in New York. So big city. Well, just the way her family was, there's tons of brothers and sisters. Her mom drove her to the airport, gave her money for a sky cab, basically told her how to get, when you land, go get your luggage, and then get a sky cab, and then take this shuttle to the college in New York. So she said, the thing is, she said, I wrote it down because I want to make sure I say this correctly. She said, it was scary, but man, I sure had to grow up fast. And was telling the story to everyone there. A little sidebar, most everyone in the family, I don't know about all the friends and every single person in the family, but they're a little conservative, a little Baptist. And so she says, it was scary, but man, I sure had to grow up fast. Because her mom and dad had all of these kids, and they couldn't afford to fly to New York with her and help her set up her dorm room and all of that. So I think, in my opinion, that her mom and dad were just trying to help teach her a lesson. Like, hey, we're going to show you how to be an adult. You're gonna have to learn to fly by yourself and get off the plane, get your luggage, get, you know, a sky cab to help you and take a shuttle and go to the college to get your room set up. So she's telling this story, and her brother-in-law, after she's done, everyone's laughing, you know, and she said how much she appreciated because, you know, it made her grow up fast. She had to like learn like that. Well, she says after they're at the party and her brother-in-law calls her over and he is livid with her because it's his daughter who's going off to college. He goes, I can't believe you would say that. She's like, say what? And he says that you had to grow up fast. That's like basically suggesting that, you know, you're doing, how do I say this? That you're coloring before marriage. And she says, excuse me? He says, oh, you had to grow up fast and now you're telling my daughter that, hey, you know, I had to grow up fast and you're going to have to grow up fast, basically suggesting that she goes coloring before marriage and like completely goes off on her. She was so dumbfounded. She was like, I didn't know that was like a term. Like, is that a thing? Like, growing up fast is now code for being easy? And he's like, just still going up. She was so dumbfounded, her head was spinning, she couldn't even believe it. So I said, I am going to talk about this on Coffee Convo Wednesday, if that's okay. She said yes, because I need to ask you guys, is that totally insane? Like, if you're saying, man, it was sure scary, but I had to grow up fast, like, that just means you have to grow up fast, right? Like, that doesn't allude to, oh, you had to go out and, you know, go coloring before marriage. Like, help me out here. Really, if you think that that's what that suggests, please, please, please comment below. Because I was as dumbfounded as she was, and I couldn't figure out if this was like a new term that the kids are all using, and I just don't know, and she doesn't know. But he completely was rude to her, berated her, insulted her, and left her feeling like, what? Did I miss something? Okay, so I need to know if this is like a thing. Like, growing up fast is now code for coloring before marriage. Like, right? Is that? Okay, so comment below and feel free to like, love this post, and share it with someone else who you think might be able to weigh in. You think they may have a different opinion or any opinion on this, because I just need to know. Like, I need to know, because that is insane to me, but it may not be insane to you. It's not insane to him, obviously. All right, that's Coffee Convo Wednesday for you for today. Wednesday, August 8th, 2018, episode 121. But before we get out of here, you guys, I want to show you something. So this is my purse. I got this purse, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. You ever see one of those, like, when you're on Facebook, as you are now watching this, unless you're on YouTube watching this, and you get ads on YouTube as well, and you see an ad, and you're like, oh, I must have gone on a website that suggests I like shopping. And then they start showing you like all these ads catered to you. Well, I saw this ad and this purse kept coming up, and I needed a new purse because I've had the same purse for almost 2 years now, and nothing wrong with that. It's just that it was like kind of falling apart. And I do like a good purse, but I just don't buy them anymore because I just don't. I'd rather save my money and go on a trip with my kids. But I did need a purse, and I needed something that was functional. And now that I'm not 20, I need pockets. I need lots of pockets on my purse. So I saw this purse and I was like, wow, it's so cute. Has a pocket here, which I keep my keys in. Then you got all that stuff in there. Not that you want to see everything in my purse. And then 2 pockets here. You have 2 decorative pockets, so they're not functioning. But I put my little business cards in there. And I love this purse, and it also has a little strap. So if you're all like, you know, want to carry your purse like that, or you're like, hey, I want to carry it like that, or like that. Those are all the ways you can carry a purse, in case you didn't know. But anyway, so I got this purse from Ivy and Fig, and I just thought it was really cute. So I got one for you. Because it's back to school. And you're like, but I don't even have kids, or my kids are all grown, or my kids are like 3. It doesn't matter. It's just because it's back to school, and kids always get stuff for back to school, like new backpacks and stuff. So why shouldn't, you know, ladies have a present? So no, you don't have to be a mom with kids. If you went to school ever in your life, it's back to school week. So you can still celebrate. So yeah, I'm gonna hook you guys up with this super cute handbag. And it is regularly $145 on this website. And I think it's on sale for $65, but for you, it's the low, low price of free if you win. So now you're like, or this is your first time and you're like, how do I win this super cute handbag? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so it's really to celebrate back to school. So I thought, handbag. What you need to do is comment handbag in the comments below with the name of the city and the state from where you are watching Coffee Convo Wednesday. And you're gonna get a chance to win this super cute handbag. And you guys, like, it's a decent size. I mean, you can tell, like, I love it. Carry it on my thing. Actually, I usually carry it up like this. I don't know why. Or I've been doing the little crossbody thing, or just a shoulder thing, because there's all sorts of different ways to carry it. But like I said, it's so cute, and it's an animal byproduct free, artificial leather. So yeah, regularly $145. So handbag and the name of the city and the state where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday. Please feel free to share this with your friends who also might like a handbag. And then what we'll do is we will pick a winner before next week's show, and we always announce the winner here on Facebook. If you are watching this on YouTube, please click over to link to the Facebook page here, because the winner will be selected from the entries on Facebook. But I know a lot of you watch on YouTube as well. And please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, handbag in the name of the city and the state. And then just come back here on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and I'll tag the winner. So the winner always gets announced on the week before post. So if you guys are then watching next Wednesday and you're like, who won? Well, then you have to go back and watch this post, which will be last week. Does that make sense? Handbag and the name of the city and the state that you are watching, and you'll get this cute Ivy and Fig handbag. And I kind of love it. Kind of love it a lot. So yeah, good luck. All right, that's Coffee Convo Wednesday for you for today. Like I said, Wednesday, August 8th, 2018, episode 121. We talked about reliving high school nightmare of combination locks, and then how Splash Mountain is sort of an analogy or a metaphor for life. And then I asked you guys a question about a story I told. So if you missed it, just go on back and then comment below, because I need to know, like, if that is all insane or totally normal. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every single Wednesday. Thank you so much. And I give you a big cup of happy cheers today. Special thanks to my friend Stacy, who gave me this mug. She's actually coming to visit this weekend with her beautiful family. So cheers, Stacy. And if you send me a mug, then I will send you a t-shirt. You can link over to all of my socials by going to CindySimmons.com. You can shoot me an email there too at CindySimmons.com. Just click there. There's an email link. And you can link over to any Coffee Convo Wednesday episode that you have ever missed. You can also watch them all on YouTube. There's a link there as well. So what I'm saying is go to CindySimmons.com. And then also like, love, whatever you want to do, share this post. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching Coffee Convo Wednesday, because the more of you who watch, the more fun things I get to give you every single week, because I do love a giveaway. I think you know that by now. So have a great Wednesday. Cheers. And as I always say, spread kindness like Nutella.